All right. So for this lesson, we're just going to do more of what we did before, but it will be more complicated. So we're going to do more standard form circle equations. And this time, you're going to have to complete the square twice. So instead of just completing the square for x or y, you're going to complete the square both times. So more standard form circle equations. Okay, so let's start with example 1. And what you might notice here is that there's things on all different sides. So what I want to do is first just move everything over so the number's by itself. So I'm just going to subtract 10y from both sides. Obviously, there's nothing to subtract it from. I'm not going to be able to combine any like terms over here. So I'm just going to get this equation. I'm just going to get x squared plus 2x plus y squared minus 10y equals 55. So now I want to set up my blanks to complete the square. So let me do that. So I'm going to complete the square with x and with y. I'm going to have to do it 2 times. So x squared plus 2x plus a blank plus y squared minus 10y plus a blank equals to 55 plus 2 blanks, right? Because I'm going to have to add 2 different numbers to complete both of my squares. So take a second and just look at that equation, because that's probably the most confusing part of this. Maybe the most confusing part of this, because the rest is just a repeat of what we just did. So let's do x first. So I'm just going to worry about this right here. And then we'll do y. We'll do y in a different color. So we'll worry about y in a second. And then let's keep track. We're going to have to add 1 number over here for our x square and 1 number over here for our y square to keep them all balanced. Okay, so let's complete the square with x. What do I have? I'm going to have x squared. I need these 2 boxes to add up to 2x. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. So these boxes are both 1x. And then this little box is going to be 1 times 1, which is just 1. So the sides of my box are x plus 1 and x plus 1. And then the number that I'm adding is 1. So let me remember to add a 1 over here. Okay, so now I'm going to repeat that exact same process with y. So I have y squared, and then let's do blue. Okay, then these 2 boxes have to make negative 10y. So let's break negative 10 in half. Negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. So these are both negative 5y. And then this box is going to be negative 5 times negative 5, which is 25. So if I'm adding 25 here, then I'm going to add 25 over here. Okay, it looks very messy, but our next step is going to quickly make it much simpler. So let's look at x right now. The 2 sides of my box were x plus 1 and x plus 1. So I have x plus 1 squared. And then let's look at y. Oh, I forgot to label my box sides. Y was y minus 5 squared. And then just make sure you add up all 3 parts. So what is that going to be? 55 plus 20, that's going to end up being 81. And so now look, I have it exactly in the form I wanted. I have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So I got my standard form equation. There's many steps to the process, but each individual step I think you guys understand. So we'll do maybe just one more example with this problem. Okay. Yeah, 1 should be good. These are long problems. Okay, so this is example 2. All right, so I'm going to do the first step because that's kind of the confusing part, and then I want you guys to pause the video and try to set up the rest. So my first step, I only want the number over here. So that means I want to take away the 24y. So it's not on that side anymore. So what's my equation going to look like? Y squared minus 24y plus 2x plus x squared equals negative 120. So I'm just going to rearrange the terms so it looks more like what I'm used to. So I'm going to put the x parts in front. So I'm going to put x squared plus 2x. And then I have y squared minus 24y. And it equals negative 120. Okay, so now I'm going to put the blank spaces in. And then I want you guys to try to see if you can finish this, fully finish it, so that you're practicing the skill on your own. So what do I have? I have x squared. Sorry, I don't want this here. Okay, sorry. We're just going to cross this out so it doesn't distract you. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to now set up with my blank squares, my blank spaces. So I have x squared plus 2x plus a blank plus y squared minus 24y plus a blank. And then negative 120 plus both my blanks, right? And let's color code it again. So my x squared will be green. I have that one blank for whatever I need to add to my x term to complete that square. And then my y squared will be that blue blank. Okay, so we're going to complete the square 2 times with both variables. This is where I want you guys to pause the video and try to see if you can figure it out yourself, because it's just the same skill we just did. So hopefully you paused the video and tried it. I guess the x part is the same as last time, right? It's going to be 2x right here. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1x and 1x. So this little box is 1 times 1. So my x is the same as it was last time. Didn't realize that. X plus 1, x plus 1. Y, let's do the y part. Oh, sorry. Whoops. Look, let me forgetting. Then I have to add 1 over here, right? If I put 1 there, I have to put 1 there. Okay, so let's complete the square for y. Y squared. And then these 2 boxes have to make negative 12x. Oh, sorry. Whoops. Negative 24x. So negative 24 divided by 2. Each of these boxes is going to be what I'm saying x and I meant to say y. Each of these boxes is going to be let me make it all a bit neater. Sorry, you guys. Okay. So those need to make negative 24y. And so it's negative 12y and negative 12y. And so to find out what I have to add to complete the square, I'm going to do negative 12 times negative 12, which is positive 144. And the sides of my box are y minus 12 and y minus 12. Okay, so my completing the square number was 144, so I have to add that in over here. All right, let's do the easy part where we simplify everything. So my x part turned into x plus 1 squared. And my y term turned into y minus 12 squared. And then if I add these together, let's see. Negative 120 plus 144 is 24 plus 1, so 25. So there you go. A lot of steps to keep track of. Try to really be organized when you're solving these problems. We'll practice this a bunch more in class.